Hello and welcome to this edition of the Angels and Destiny show. Why is this show called this, you may ask? So I'll tell you. The accept meaning of angel is messenger and the accept meaning of destiny is to make firm establish. So my guest and I bring you messages to establish what you need to know in the present. And of course, I do like working with angels and the calmness they bring. Now, in a moment, I will introduce you to my wonderful returning guest, Sally Hart. But before that, I would like to say thank you so much for watching the show live at a later date, as it means a lot to both Sally and I to connect with like-minded people. Now, if you've never met me before, then my name is Ray, and I'm the founder of Radiant Angel Energy. And I'm a guide who helps you remember your divine presence so that you can heal your past, find your purpose, create your future, to expand your consciousness, understand your spiritual path, get clarity on your next steps, and take charge of your destiny so that you can fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. Now, each episode of this show covers various themes of your journey, a mini guided meditation or angel oracle card reading with the wisdom of my wonderful guests, like today's guest, Sally Hart, about star family, our friends in the cosmos. Now, Sally is a natural born psychic who saw angels as a child and could occasionally see and feel people who had passed over. Now, this ability grew as she got older when spirits started getting her to give messages to the general public when going about her daily life. She now gives readings, facilitates for spiritual development groups, both online and in person, as well as channeling ascended masters. She channels information about current and future events with Lord Kuthumi and a light being called B. She often works with Mary Magdalene to empower women through womb healing and women's circles in which the teachings of Mary Magdalene are channeled through her. Sally is also a soon-to-be accredited trauma-informed women's somatic coach. In addition, she has co-created a healing pod on a light ship with her star family guide and takes people up for healing through a deep and powerful meditation. So with testimonials such as Sally is incredible, what comes through is pure and beyond supportive. I trust and value her readings. She's compassionate and kind and full of love. And whether seeking the path of spiritual growth or already walking your way, Sally's direct focus and holistic approach allow her to meet us where we are. And here she applies her greatest skills, wisdom and discernment. And in short, I've benefited immensely from Sally's knowledge and support through difficult issues, and I've valued her channeling. I see her as my spiritual doctor. She's my go-to with any spiritual concerns that I might have. So without further delay, hello, Sally, and welcome to the Angels and Destiny show. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great, thank you. It's lovely to be here. And I can't believe you went on my website and read some of the testimonials. Oh, you're
See,
very thorough.
I can become a bit of a stalker if when it comes to searching people up on social media. Can come in very handy when I look at all the different conspiracy theories and everything, and can go down so many different rabbit holes. But we're not on for that. So before we get into this fascinating conversation with Sally, I want to remind you that not only can you share this video, but you can also ask questions, leave comments and thoughts, as both Sally and I want to be part of this conversation. So please don't be shy, even if it's just to say hello. So Sally, why don't you tell us more about your journey and how to connect to Star Family and how they can help us?
Okay, so as you mentioned in your introduction, I was born psychic, but this skill kind of developed as I got older. And I started by working with people like Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Lord Kuthumi, ascended masters like that. And then I went to a meditation group with my friend Matt Bell, who is somebody you need to get on the show because he is amazing.
Introduce
And
me.
I will do, yeah. And him and I and a few others, my friend Emma and a few others, we did a meditation. And in that, I got invited up into a light ship. And it was so powerful and immense. And it felt like I'd come home. And I didn't want to leave. And afterwards, I was crying because I just wanted to stay there. It was so beautiful. I felt like that was my place. I'd met my tribe. And I just felt at one with myself and with the world. And just before I came out of the meditation, I asked if I can go back. And he said, yes, come back later. So I did. And between us, well, him mainly, we created this healing pod, and it's a system by which anybody can go up into a starship, create a healing pod, and then go there time after time, evening after evening, and get healed. So this shoulder, I had a frozen shoulder, and I had an operation on that one. And after the operation, I still couldn't put my hand behind my back. So over a course of 3 or 4 weeks, every evening I went up into a starship while I slept and got healing. And after the 3 or 4 weeks, I was able to put my arm behind my back. Then this shoulder froze. And I decided I was going a different route. I wasn't going to have an operation this time because of the star healing on this one. And it worked again. So obviously you don't just go up for healing, you still have to do your bit with physio and do any exercises that you're given to do, but it healed this shoulder too. And it was phenomenal. And I had a lady who was due to have a knee replacement, and she goes up. I did this with her to start with. Now she does it herself, and now her, I wouldn't say her knee's completely healed, but it's in so little pain that she doesn't feel the need to have a knee replacement. There was somebody else who's had a mole. It wasn't cancerous, but that shrunk. So it has real physical benefits, scientific, tangible, real benefits. And what you do is you go up into this pod, you're surrounded by light beings, and it's almost like they grid you with, I don't know if any of you know the grid for Metatron's cube, but the grid of Metatron, and the points become almost like little lasers, and they move them where it needs to go over your body, and you can feel that heat in those areas as they're being healed. And so what I tend to do, I tend to go up and say, would you mind carry on while I go to sleep? And I literally fall asleep while this is going on. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel so much better than I did the night before. So the idea is that people don't come to healers or people like me. You come maybe once to learn the technique, and then you go off and you do it for yourself. And that is my whole premise, is that I will teach people the tools, the skills, I'll give them the knowledge, but what I want is people to be activating themselves and going off and healing, doing their own meditations and doing things for themselves. Now we're moving into the age of Aquarius. We don't need the guru and the pupil. We all work together for a common goal of bringing the divine light here on earth. And that is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely amazing that you're actually doing that, and even sort of like when I do my work, it's not me that's doing it. It's actually the actual people that come to see me. It's their higher self, their subconscious, that's doing all the work. I'm just there guiding, facilitating, helping them get to that space, because it is, as said, the age of Aquarius, but it really is now taking back our autonomy.
Yes.
And being also discerning about the people you connect with.
Yes.
As well, who are going to help guide you on that journey. So you don't need to rely on them all the time, but they're there if you need to go back and ask for help and guidance.
I mean, I totally agree. I think I love the way you brought up discernment. For me, this is one of the key words of this time. There are so many spiritual gurus out there now, and what I feel is the right thing to do is for people to just connect with their bodies and feel it in their gut or feel it in their heart, and your body will tell you whether this is the right healer, the right psychic, the right medium, or whatever. Just go with you first. Trust yourself, and it'll see you right.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why there's I never worry about anyone else who is doing the same thing that I do, because the more people that are doing the work, there are more people that you can actually go to. So you're not relying just on one person all the time. There are so many that you can use your discernment to go to Mary down the road instead of me, because she resonates more with you than I do.
Yeah, and it's different it's horses for courses, isn't it? I think everyone can do the job, but it's finding the person that resonates best with yourself. Yeah, so I really agree with that.
Totally. So, and I'm guessing, sort of like the star family, the cosmic beings, etc., they're kind of like part of that as well, because obviously we hear there's Arcturians
Yeah.
and Pleiadians, and it's like, which family, which one do I go to?
So the lovely thing is, star family, like for example, my guide, I'm calling him a he, but really he's a they. They're not bothered about gender or name or family lines where they come from. All they want to do is help us and bring that light and that healing and that energy of the cosmos into our world. And star beings are working with people like Mary Magdalene, Mary Mother of Christ, Mary Salome, and those divine feminine, I'm going to call them goddesses, divine feminine goddesses. And they're working with the ascended masters and things. And it's not like, oh, we're the star family, we do this. We're the goddesses, we do this. We're the Essenes, we do this. Everyone is working together to bring that light, to bring that healing and bring the awakening into our planet. So, like sometimes I'll connect with dragons, other times mermaids, sometimes unicorn, sometimes Mary Magdalene. Whoever turns up is welcome, and everyone's got something to bring and a gift and something magical that can help. And it's do you know what? I'm going to use a cocktail analogy. It's like everyone's putting something into this wonderful cocktail. So at the end, we have this like glittery, sparkly cocktail with umbrellas and lights, and it's fantastic. And when you drink this cocktail, you become like awake and divinely inspired. And it's like, do you know, it's like a tincture, but alchemy. That's what it is. It's alchemy for our future.
Oh, that is a brilliant way of putting it, and I love the way you've described it as a cocktail and alchemy, and that is something that's been coming through a lot as well. Is alchemy, the word alchemy? It's kind of like you're seeing it a lot more now everywhere around. It's not sort of like just thought of as something like John Dee or the Philosopher's Stone or anything like that. People are looking more at alchemy. It's not turning lead into gold. There's much more to it.
Yes. Yeah, it's getting that divine special mixture. In fact, my latest project, I've qualified as a trauma-informed women's somatic coach, and my new coaching system is called Goddess Alchemy.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So it's the idea that I'm kind of using a hybrid approach. We do some healing, we use some psychological work, like using the internal family system. We do things about releasing trauma in the body, but we also we use the archetypes. But what I've done is I've tuned in and I've got a goddess for each archetype. Like the mother archetype is Mother Mary, a huntress is Diana, Hecate is the mystic, Sophia came through as the soul guide. And that's my latest, that's the latest thing I'm working on, because it's the idea that readings, meditations, everything will go to a certain point, but what we really need to do then is go into our bodies, embody our goddess energy, release any trauma, any stress, and learn how to really live an embodied way, live in our body. And I think that's the next stage of ascension. And I think it's, for me, it's a gift that I would like to give anyone who comes my way or crosses my path. The idea of being embodied.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely beautiful, and and I love that the goddess energy is sort of like coming in, because it does balance out the masculine that's already here.
Yes.
So we are getting more of that balance here, which is what we need, because that is how things should be. There should be a balance of light and dark, balance of male female. You know, that is just the way the universe works. We all come from one, but we're equal.
Yes. I mean, and the idea of us embodying our divine feminine and our inner goddess and connecting with our inner goddess, that's what needs to be done now, because we've been in a patriarchal society. But while we're doing this, we're helping heal the ancestral trauma. We're the ones who need to heal that lineage of trauma and the witch wound and that kind of thing. But we're also, you know, some of us, particularly those with boys, we're raising those divine masculine.
Yeah.
And we can't do that unless we are connected with ourselves and connected with our goddess, divine feminine. We can't do that unless we are connected. And our husbands, and like, for example, my husband doesn't fully believe in what I do, but this cabin in which I'm sitting, he built this. You know, he built this with his bare hands. They said it was going to be a kit. They lied. It came in just bits of wood. You know what? And I was like, oh, it's okay. It's going to be a kit. It wasn't. It was just like a load of wood. And I was like, oh my life, what have we done? And he built it. He's amazing. And like the other day, my eldest, he said, oh, Mum, the kitchen floor's too crunchy. And I haven't had time to vacuum. And I said, well, you know, I haven't got time. He goes, oh, it's okay, I'll do it. He vacuumed the whole of the downstairs. And that's what it is. It's about, if we're embracing our divine feminine, that light shines out and it's helped bringing forth the divine masculine.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. So that actually just taken me back to my childhood, because my dad wasn't really into anything. You know, my mum did palmistry and psychometry, and my aunt did tarot, but my dad wasn't really into it. But he was happy to drive my mum and obviously my sister to spiritualist churches and stuff like that. You know, stay. You know, he didn't sort of like drop off and they stayed, and then we used to drive one of the mediums home, and then we'd go and have you know, tea with them, and that's so. Yeah, so to be quite true, my dad actually was quite,
Yes.
you know, and this is going back, well, to the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah. Those divine masculine men, they're out there.
Yeah,
It's not necessarily the ones at festivals, you know, wearing ripped jeans and wearing crystals. These men in our lives.
yeah, and actually that's one thing I've noticed is in this last year I've had a lot more male clients than I used to have. I still get more female clients, but I have more men contacting me now than they used to. Yes, in the last couple of years, more men have started contacting me now, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, that's really important. I mean, for me, it didn't start out that way, but I only work with women. And I'll only, if I need something doing, like, I can't think an example, but like a gardener or whatever, not that I can afford a gardener, but I only ever choose women. I only ever work with women. Like, I've got a new homeopath and it's a woman, and I'm just trying to support the sisterhood. That's what I'm trying to do. But that isn't, you know, to the detriment of men. It's just what I feel called to do at the moment, I feel I've been so blessed, and I feel I want to pay it forward, and particularly to those women who need a bit of help or support.
Yeah, and to be quite truthful, they're, you know, although you know, the men are out there, they're not as visible or fully connected. I mean, I've got a female gardener, and she only comes once a month, and she, you know, she doesn't charge an awful lot, but it's nice, you know, having her come around, because we can have a chat about everything that's going on that you probably couldn't talk about with a man. Although Graham, my partner in crime, who does the Angels and Spirits show with me, which we're doing tomorrow, he'll probably, if he was watching this now, he'd be totally disagreeing about the message. but hey, you know, he's a brilliant medium psychic, so he's absolutely there. But anyway, let's get back to you and the Star family. So how easy is it for, people to, connect with the star family, with the cosmos? Because obviously there's a lot more talk about galactic beings, and obviously disclosure and things like that. So, the person out there who goes, yeah, well, I've never seen a UAP, unidentified. No, it's not UFOs anymore, is it? It's UEPs, I
I'm
think.
not sure.
Yeah, they've changed the word.
Okay, I don't. Okay.
Yeah, but then they go, well, Evan, and how would I do it if I don't actually see a physical ship? How on earth would I get there?
Right. So there are two ways. The first thing is go out somewhere really dark, and you will see starships. Oftentimes people think it's a plane, but if you go out there enough, you'll get to learn like the plane routes. So where I am, I get there's certain direction they come from, and then there's ones that are really high up that I can see on a crystal clear night. And the planes tend to just go in sort of straight lines. Star family, what will happen is you'll see what appears to be a star, and it looks to be blinking at you. And when it blinks at you, you can then psychically connect, and you can say, show me a yes, show me a no, and you can get to see a side to side for a no or a blink for a yes. So you can do it that way. If you're not at that stage, if you just look in the sky, you will see them, because just the other night I was looking for that meteor shower, which I didn't get to see because I wasn't up. I was doing it at midnight, and I should have done it at 1 apparently. But when I was looking up, there was this starship just did this massive arc across the sky over my house. And there was no doubt, because I was like, okay, if I'm not going to see the meteors, it would be lovely to see some star family. And within a few seconds, literally a perfect arc, and it couldn't have been anything else, because it didn't fade like a shooting star would. It wasn't in a single line like a plane was. It's obviously not a helicopter, because obviously we know what helicopters are like. So it couldn't have been anything else. And so that is a first start, by seeing them. Then when you're out there, you can just send a message up, oh, it'd be lovely to connect, and then you can get the yeses and nos and blinking. But what you really need is Matt Bell on the show, because he can tell you a lot more about this. He's got the Star Family Protocol, so I will tag him in this afterwards. And then if you're somebody who meditates and connects, then it's really easy, because what you can do is you can set your intention that you want to connect with the star being who's here for the greatest good, and ask Archangel Michael to protect you and any send ones down in love and light for your greatest good. And then you will be able to start connecting with star family. If you struggle with that, you can visualize yourself walking to the top of a hill in your meditation on a starlit night. You can visualize a star coming down to see you, and then the star expands like a bubble, bigger and bigger. Then you step into the bubble, then the bubble will go up into a starship. So that's the easiest way that I know. And once you're in there, so the first time they'll do something like they'll show you around, or you can explore. And so I was doing it, and you're touching the walls, and it's a bit like Mercury. You touch it and you can see your fingered in, and then you lift it out and it goes. And then you can look out of the windows. And when they steer, there's no like steering wheel or joystick. It's all done psychically. There's just lights, and they are literally just working it psychically. And when you see a starship shaped clouds, that is actually starships hiding, using the clouds for cover. And I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about that kind of thing. And when you get to the next stage, then you can create a healing space. You can find they'll take you to a room, and you decorate it how you want to decorate it. So for me, I have a comfy bed. I visualize plants, and then you visualize it how you want. And the more detail you can add in there, the better. And then you get yourself into a meditative state, and you will feel the heat start in the areas of your body which need to be healed. And they will come and they will heal you. You will feel it without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes you'll see the star family standing around, but other times you will feel that heat. So it feels like warmth, and then you'll feel it drawing in, you know, like when you do that to move a map on Google Maps or something, you'll feel it joining in a point, and you'll feel that point heating and warming you and healing you.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And we've got Happy Destinations. Hello, love the
Yeah.
star family. Welcome for joining us. And of course, those that are watching, you know, if you've got any questions that you want to ask, you've got Sally here. So you know, make the most of it. Put her on the spot, you know.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, exactly. That we like that when that happens.
Yeah.
And you know, and I know we've got others people watching, you know, say hello just as Happy Destinations has done. It'll be great to talk to you on that. So are you still doing all the other things that you were doing? Are you still doing them?
Yes. So let's think. Yes, I'm still giving readings, psychic readings. I facilitate a few Mary Magdalene groups in which I channel Mary Magdalene and she brings her teachings forth. My friend Corinne and I have done a womb healing course that we're going to put out there, and it's beautiful with journals and that kind of thing. So when the time's right, Corinne and I will be birthing that. And then my trauma-informed coaching is the next thing. So it's kind of a hybrid between a reading, coaching, and then some psychological work like the internal family system, dealing with difficult emotions, healing meditations, body scan meditations, and bringing in somatic movements. And we're bringing in movement to help release stress in the body and that kind of thing. So it's kind of a hybrid, because as I said earlier, it's about meditation and everything can take you so far. Then what we really need to do is be embodying it, and that's where the somatic work comes in. Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know what somatic work is, can you
So
give a layman's explanation?
yeah. So to be honest, most people on the course were yoga teachers, but look at me. I mean, I'm like, no, I'm not. I could make jokes about where's the pub, but I won't. But
I don't do yoga either. I tried it and it was good, but it's not.
I tried it for years and I still can't do it. I tried for about 8 years. Then I realised yoga and I were never going to be friends. So anyway, so there's little things you can do. Like in the morning, if you were to stand outside, you can gather. Hopefully, I'll move my hands closer. But what you do is you'd move your hands like this, collect all the energy, bring it into your crown, and then just bring it into your heart. And just do that 3 times. You can feel my energy is already dropping into this as I do this. So that's a really simple one. If you're feeling really panicked and stressed, you can put your hands like a butterfly and gently tap your thymus like a heartbeat, and you can feel yourself dropping into your body. Hey, Suze. And the next thing you could do is you can do, I call it the hand breath. So you breathe in. When you go up, down, you breathe in and out as you go through your fingers. Just different ways to just land in your body. So these are some of the little things that we do, and I set kind of like for homework.
Okay, so somatics is kind of like bringing in energy and moving it.
Yeah, it's connecting with your body and enabling it to release trauma. But I just bring in the energy because it's good to bring it in, help heal, and then it will transmute out all the strands of the stress that need to be removed.
Oh, wonderful. And Happy Destinations says, so amazing. I love Mary Magdalene. I think that's why I was led to this video tonight. I really would like to work on reaching higher in vibration.
Oh, well, all the things I'm talking about will definitely help you with that, Happy Destinations, and I'm happy to offer one-to-ones where we can do joint meditations, and I'm able to go into meditations with people, help introduce them to their guide, to Mary Magdalene. I'll do a bit of channeling, and then people can go away and do it for themselves. You know, it's just like all you need is a key. It's like I can hand out loads of these keys, and once you've got that, you're away.
Yeah, which I think is absolutely amazing. In that this is readily available for people to use. And that is how the future is going to be, you know, it's going to be the sharing of information, modalities,
Yes,
exchanges and stuff like that, so that everyone gets the benefit of it, and not just those that have the money to do it, but everyone can benefit from it.
absolutely. I mean, that's it. This is open to everybody. And one of the things I'm passionate about is not charging too much, so that everybody is accessible for everybody. I truly want everybody to be able to access what I do. So, for example, I've just had a wheelchair ramp built in my cabin so that a lady in a power chair can come. I keep my prices really low, and a lot of the women who come to for my sessions are carers and that kind of thing. I'm a carer myself. I've got a son with a disability, and it's really important that it's accessible. And it's sometimes I feel that it's of us that are carers that having to work so hard and be unappreciated. Those are the people who often need, not that there's a hierarchy, but often just need this a little bit more. It's not just for the middle class white women, you know, who've got horses and cars, and it's not just for those, it's for everybody. And that is what Mary Magdalene wants. She wants this to all of this knowledge that she gives to me. She wants it out there for everybody.
Yeah.
And not just, oh, if you subscribe to this, just come along and I will give it to you freely, because that is what's needed.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely amazing. And Happy Destinations, yes, we'll put all the details.
Just email me
at the end. So all those details will be in there. So if anyone does have any questions they want to ask
please ask.
then please do, because I can see we've got people watching. They're probably kind of got so fascinated with what we talk about, and we do keep going off topic, which is what I absolutely love. You know, about this, you know, and if there's something that you want to ask that maybe isn't connected to Star Family, then ask away. Between us, Sally and I will
absolutely
answer it for you, and it'll probably take us off in a completely different
just go
direction with that conversation, which is always what I love doing. So do you always so do you work in person? Do you work online? How do you normally work?
I work online and I also work in person. And I'm just going to start working monthly, doing a Mary Magdalene group in Such a Beautiful Day in Westbourne near Bournemouth, if anyone's interested in that. And the rest of the time I work in a place called Verwood in Dorset, which is near Bournemouth. Every Sunday I do an online meditation group. I give readings online and in person. I can do womb healing, Star Family healing online and in person, and coaching again online or in person. So it's a whole smorgasbord. It's like a buffet. You know, if you go on a cruise, I went on a cruise once. I could not get over the buffet. Oh my life. It's like a cruise buffet. That is what it's like.
Yeah, never been on a cruise.
It was worth doing it just once. Just it was like really cheap because there's 3 of us sharing a cabin. But it was well worth it just to see.
Yeah. I think mine is kind of like just stuck with so many people for so long on a boat. It's like, although I know they're quite big, and you know they're like, you know, so you probably won't see anybody, but yeah, I can't say a cruise has ever sort of like appealed to me. So how for those that never caught the first show that we did, how did you end up connecting with Lord Kuthumi and Like Being Called to Be? How did that come about?
Well, so it was really interesting because somebody asked me a question about 18 months ago now about what was going to be, it was a year ago, what's going to be happening in the world. And so I tuned in, and it was Lord Kuthumi who came through, who told me about this global unrest that is happening now, and that was a year ago. And there's and he said he'd come through, and I was quite gobsmacked, if I'm allowed to say the word gobsmacked, because I've said it now twice.
People have said worse.
Oh, have they? Oh no, I'm not. Well, I am a swearer, but I won't today. And I was quite gobsmacked because he's so high and there's little me. And I was like, you sure you want to talk to me? And I was like, give me something I can Google so I know who you are. So he did. He gave me some references to look up. It was definitely him. It's definitely legit. And that's when he started to work with me. When there's important things that I need to know or important things I need to be taught, he will come through and he spells it out really basically and simply for me, because I'm not that high powered. But so he does it in a way that I can explain to
Articulate
people.
it.
That's it. See, that's the menopause brain. That is, I'm losing. It's menopause brain. So articulate it, yes. And then B, that was interesting because I was going to sleep one night, and you know when you're half awake, half asleep, and Mary Magdalene came forward and said, "There's somebody you need to meet," and I felt like a coil of copper coil was coming from my third eye, connecting with what Mary Magdalene calls a golden grid of light, and as it was connecting, I found myself being transported to this planet where everything was golden, with golden water, and people living in the planet. And I couldn't believe it was right. So I always do say this, if I'm unsure, I say, give me something I can Google. And he said, Google K2 to 18b, which I did after I'd meditated. And about 7 days prior, NASA had just discovered this planet, and it was Kepler 2 to 18b, and had just put it out there on one thing on social media. And that was how I knew. And that started my relationship with B. And he's really good because he's actually a they, because they don't have any gender. And he was showing me how the water on their planet and the light in the golden grid of light connects everything that is, was, and shall be. So it's a bit like the Akashic records, or the halls of Amenti. He was explaining how people can access different levels according to how their abilities and what they need to know. And the idea that water, as we are 77%, he told us we were 77% water. Water is a great healer for us, and it's got a consciousness, and that's when I started working with him, but also getting things through about water and the wonders of water.
Yeah, beautiful. And that leads us very nicely on to the next segment, because as everyone knows who watches so regularly, each week I like to ask my guests whether they would like me to do an angel oracle card or a guided meditation for them. And sometimes my guests very kindly offer to do something. And Sally has been guided to give us some information. So I'm going to hand over to you, Sally.
Okay, so I actually normally put this on Facebook, but I haven't done it for a while. So what I tend to do at times like this is to tune in and get a little bit of an energetic forecast. So just give me a second, I'll close my eyes and I'll get through what you need to know. Okay, so what they're saying is, as you know, it's a period of transition at the moment, but this transition needs to happen. They're showing it to me like an onion. So we're needing to peel off the layers of the onion. It's not like our world is being destroyed, because if you think about it, if you peel off the first layer of an onion, it's still an onion underneath, or you peel off the leaves of an iceberg lettuce, it's still a lettuce. But that, like when you eat lettuce and the outside bits are a bit brown and a bit crusty, and you want the nice new lettuce inside, that's what it's like. And that is what we're going through now. It is a process, and we really just need. Oh, hi, Tom. That's my son.
I know.
He likes all your stuff and always watches it.
Oh, bless you. Thank you, Tom.
And yeah, it's part of the process, and we really need to trust that process, because what we're doing is we're clearing out what no longer serves. We're clearing out the dross and making way for I don't want to say the new earth, but we're making way for a new way of being, where people are more connected, where people are leading more from the heart, and more of a light conscious body, and that is what we're bringing in. The way to survive this is what I was talking about earlier. It's about embodying. If you can stay true to yourself, imagine that you have a tree within you and the roots going through you to anchor you in you, as well as anchor you to the earth and to Gaia, like you've been taught before, that will enable you to be an anchor. And all these storms may go on around you, but you are going to be firmly embodied in yourself. And the other thing to do is to enable you to stay firm and true. Turn off the news. Stop watching that stuff. Keep in your own happy little bubble. And honestly, anything you need to know, people will tell you. They'll tell you on a need to know basis. Spirit will organize it. The universe will organize it that you get told stuff when you need to know it. You don't have to immerse yourself in that dirty energy. And stay true to yourself. Shine your light. This is going to carry on for about another 6 months, but it's tailing out as it does. So you don't really need to attach to that. Just know that everything is literally going as it needs to go, and just stay true to yourself.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And Susie says, well, thank you, Sally.
Oh, you're so welcome.
That was absolutely amazing. So as Sally kindly did that for us, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a card for Sally and everyone watching to see what we all need to know. So obviously, when I do the cards for what you need to know for your highest good at this moment in time. Because even though I work with the past and take people back to the past, it's to learn and heal from the past so that it doesn't affect them in the present. And when I take people into the future, it's so they can see, understand, and know what's going on in the future, and bring those that information back so they can stay fully in the present. So what does Sally and everyone who's watching this live or at a later date need to know for their highest good at this? Okay. Oh. So we're not going to use all of these cards, but seeing as these were the ones that came out, we'll see which one of these four want to come out. So ones do want to come out. Okay, which is absolutely perfect for what we've been talking about. It really ties in. Fellow travellers, support is all around.
Oh my goodness, that's perfect.
You know, this is what I love. Every time I do the show, the cards that come out are always the most perfect for what's going on. So, you know, so for you, Sally, you know, it is real confirmation, you know, that you are a traveller. You've got all these travellers around you, and you're helping people on their journey, on their travelling journey, with the support that you're offering to them. So it's absolutely amazing that's come out for you, and for everyone watching. You know that there is support around you, whether that's humans, spirits, galactic beings. You know, that energy, that light is always there. And if you're never sure, look for the rainbow. Look for that light. Ask for that rainbow. You know, and that will confirm that you've got the support around you. So yeah, that's absolutely brilliant that card has come out. And Hagda says, yes, I'd like to know angels are absolutely wonderful. I love working with them. They're always there. And you know, Happy Destinations, it's so easy to connect to your own guardian angel. Literally, before you go to sleep, just literally get yourself into a nice relaxed state and just say, my personal guardian angel, can you give me a name to call yourself? And then the first name that comes into your head there and then, or a name you dream about, or a name that comes first thing in the morning, which maybe you turn on the radio and a name suddenly comes in, or something like that. That is going to be the name of your guardian angel. And it could be something as straightforward as Fred or Mavis, or it could be something like Gladriel, or you know, they will give you a name that they feel will resonate with you. And then all you need to do every day is say, good morning, Gladriel. Thank you for that you're going to be with me all day today, and then before you go to sleep, thank you, Gladwell, for being with me all day, and just start building up that conversation with them. I mean, I use my guardian angel and angels all the time. You know, I'm always sort of like, you know, they can help with the most mundane things. You know, parking is so brilliant. And even a skeptical friend of mine, sort of like, he went, I tried that thing with the angels the other day, after thanking the angels in advance for finding me a parking space. I got a parking space. I'm going to do that one again. So it works. So that's one of the easiest ways. Or you can find guided meditations online. In fact, I've got one online where you can connect with your guardian angel. In fact, if you sign up to my newsletter, you can sign up to a free PDF, which helps you connect with your guides and angels as well. So that's always amazing. So, yep, brilliant. Brilliant there. So, Sally, do you have any insights or thoughts or last words of wisdom to leave our viewers?
I think I'm going to come back to the idea of discernment. I truly feel that in this world at the moment, with so much going on, there's so much in the media, we don't know what's true, we don't know what isn't. I feel it just comes back to ourselves. When we're born and when we're young children, we have that in us. We know it. Like if somebody says, your mum says, oh, you've got to go to Auntie Mabel's, and you don't want to, you feel it in your gut and you know you don't want to do it. And then your mum or dad or whatever will say, oh, come on, but she's really old, she's really going to miss you, you really know. And then your brain overrides your body. But if you can get back to connecting with your body will always go first. It will give you the message first, and then your brain kicks in. So when you're watching someone on, not that I really want, it's a good idea to watch telly, but if you see somebody or you read something, see what your gut says first, and you will be right. And if your gut's like, I'm not sure about that, then don't read the thing or don't watch the thing. And if it goes into your heart and you're filled with love and you're, wow, then watch the thing or speak to that person. Go back to yourself, because there are so many different versions of truth at the moment. And one of my guides said recently that truth is in the eye of the beholder. And I think that is so true. Truth is so subjective at the moment. So what we need to do is go back to us. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, no, beautiful. And Happy Destination says, yes, it's so true. And an astrologer friend of mine has also said, with all the planets that are coming at the moment in the next few months, it's going to be really hard to know what is truth and what isn't. And it is staying true to yourself and your discernment. So it's brilliant that message has come through to confirm with what the planets are saying at the moment. So that's absolutely brilliant. So I hope everyone that you've enjoyed this conversation and found it insightful, because I know I definitely have. So if people want to connect with you, Sally, how do they do that? And I think you said you had a couple of things that were coming up and that you're going to be offering.
Yes, so I'm doing a Sunday evening online meditation group that is 7:30 on a Sunday, just for an hour. I'm also offering trauma-informed coaching that I can do online or in person. You can connect to me at my website, www.heaventoheart.com, or you can find me on Facebook under Sally Hart. So that's how you can get me. I'm on Instagram. That's why but I can't remember what I am on Instagram, but I know I'm something.
Yes. Well, on Instagram, you're Heaven to Heart.
Thank you so much. Oh, you're so good. We need to have like regular chat so you can keep informing me about what I am and what I'm doing.
Yeah. Why not? We skip the guides and I'll just go.
Yeah.
What we're doing.
You can just be my guide.
Perfect. It's absolutely sorted. So thank you so much, Sally, for sharing your wisdom and being an absolutely wonderful guest as always. And of course, to everyone who's watching, you know, if you are now ready to remember your divine presence and step onto your spiritual multidimensional path, but maybe you feel lost, confused, stuck, or alone, then please feel free to reach out and connect with me, and we can arrange a free 20-minute clarity video call where we can see where you are now and how you can move forward to take charge of your destiny so that you can spread your wings and soar. And as I mentioned, you can receive a free gift of a Connect with Your Guides and Angels PDF, or get a future live progression recording, as well as maybe a couple of other free gifts if you want to sign up to my email list. And again, I'd like to thank everyone so much for watching, and especially Susie, Tom, and Happy Destinations, who all said hello to us today. And thank you so much, Happy Destinations, for asking the questions and working with us. That's absolutely amazing. And apart from thanking you all for watching, I'd like to invite you to share this video, as I'm sure there are more people who feel lost and want to get clear on their destiny, just like you. And the information that Sally has given would be of benefit to them, to help them on their spiritual journey. And of course, if you are watching this on YouTube, then please feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to be notified of when this show goes live, or I post new guided meditations. And the thing is also that every time you subscribe, you like, you share, you post to my channel, to Sally, to any of my guests, it really helps us with all those algorithms that get our message of, joy and light and hope and energy out there. So you really do help contribute to that butterfly effect on there. And Happy Destination says, thank you, beautiful ladies. And Susie says, wonderful show. Thank you so much for that. And I look forward to you all joining me same time, same place next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.